Good morning, happy Friday. It is 38 degrees and this is March 20th. I do believe March. Yeah, it's March. Yes, it is Friday the 20th, March 2026, 38 degrees. The humidity is 81%. Anything else you want to know? All right, I hope everybody's doing well. So I'm going to keep the motor running just a minute because I'm a little bit chilly. I don't really have a lot to say. I thought I would mention that I watched Rusty78609 before I left. And he is saying his trailer, his home, is for rent because he's found a house that he would like to purchase. And you know, I would be too worried that he might change his mind. But then again, if he buys it and has a mortgage, and I would never move into his trailer without a lease. And he said there would be a lease, and he's first said there would be no rent increase as long as you rented from him, and then he changed it to 3% a year. So I'm like, which is it? You know, Rusty, he's fickle. And you know, with Rusty, I don't find it to be irritating like I do with Tim, mainly because Rusty buys things that are not, he buys cars, he buys, you know, RVs. He buys a golf cart. He doesn't buy things that I feel like that is dangerous for someone his age. Now, what I feel like Tim buys is he's trying to be a teenager again, or a 20-something. And he's just not, let's face it, he's not that age again. And he won't ever be. And I have not said anything about that video the other day that he did where he said he always says what he does and means what he says. Well, why hasn't he traveled yet then? I mean, I guess he just meant for selling on Facebook Marketplace. I guess that's all that meant. But I took it, I mean, if I'm just listening to him, I'm thinking that he's that way on everything. The best thing to do is just don't promise anything. And I know I promised stuff before and then I don't ever do it. So I'm the world's worst. I mean, I know, let's just say this much. I know that I don't do everything I say on this channel. Things happen, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not trying to put myself down at all. I'm not. It's just that I know, I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to lie, but just take everything I say as a grain of salt. I mean, I'll either do it or I won't do it. I keep saying I'm going to do a fragrance video, and I am. But it's just, I got to figure out how to film it. And it will probably be a long video, or else I have to do it in 2 sections. I mean, the majority of my fragrances are not authentic fragrances. They are inspirations. Because the inspirations made today are much better than what they were, 20 years ago. I don't feel you have to buy the most expensive one out there just to get a good fragrance. But this video is not fragrance, so we're not going to move on. We're going to move on from that. So yesterday, I watched him, but I couldn't a bit more tell you what he talked about than the man in the moon. So that means he talked about nothing. I guess he was talking about Fred's refrigerator. And this is no disrespect to anybody that buys LG. But me personally, I would never buy an appliance that is LG. I've just heard too many stories about them. We've had them here at work. We have a washer and dryer here at work to wash certain things. And they don't last. Now, the Samsung has been better. So I believe the Samsung is a little better. I'm not going to say it's the best out there. I don't know what the best is out there that is affordable for most people. But if I've got an appliance, if I'm looking at appliances, I'm not buying LG. And I'm not sure I'm going to buy Samsung. But that's just me. I know I'm just not doing it. I'll buy something else. Okay, now, I did see where Z-Car had a colonoscopy. He did a little short. And hello, Z-Car. I hope you're feeling much better today. And I'm glad you got a good report. And I hope everything continues to do well for you and your wife and children, grandchildren, everyone. And I can't wait to see the camping, because when you go RVing, because I believe you will eventually. I mean, but you're not giving us a time. You're just saying you're going to go RVing. Heck, I'm going to go do more restaurant reviews. I probably won't do one this weekend. Well, I don't know. We'll say I might not. Just depends. I don't know where I would go this weekend, though. I'd have to decide that. I know that restaurant reviews right now, in this demographic of age, is kind of trending of the people that I watch. So that's why I'm going to try to do, and I mean, I admit I enjoy watching them too. But as I've said before, when I do them, do not come at me for what I'm eating. Because you're only seeing one meal a week. You don't know what else I'm eating. And just because I may look like I weigh 500 pounds on camera, as someone has said, I don't. All right, what else? What else do I have to say today? You know, I did write down the Rusty thing, so, and it always helps when I write it down. Okay, all the freaking things channel. They don't do very many videos, but when they do them, they put in a lot of work to them. Let me tell you. I would say they're working on it at least 3 or 4 hours a day. But they did one. All the freaking things usually shows Crystah girl. And this is a parody type video. But they kind of put it Tampa J and Crystah girl, and it was good. It's not mean-spirited. It's just funny. It's just a compilation in a funny way of what they put up. And I don't see anything wrong with those type videos. Now, some people may not like them at all and think they're terrible. But I grew up in the 70s and 80s of Saturday Night Live. And that was nothing but parodies. And I loved it. Now, I don't watch Saturday Night Live anymore because they get too political. I don't want to see anything political. Even if it's funny. I mean, I've got to where I just don't want to see it at all. Funny, whatever. Unless it's just something really, really funny that you can't help but laugh at. And I did see something yesterday on Instagram. But I can't talk about it because if I do, somebody will say I'm terrible. What else? Rated Alive. I did not get to participate much because it was during work hours, but I was able to get on a couple of times and I was able to listen in the background, but I couldn't watch. And, you know, normally that's what I do is I turn it on my phone and I listen. I don't watch, but I can listen. It's just no different than anybody listening to the radio. And what else? There's nothing else really to say. I decided to pull my hair up today. I do like it since now it doesn't look as mullet-like now that I've got more color through here and my other hair's not as blonde. So I like that much better, much better. And I don't really have anything else to say, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm just boring, just like Tim. But hey, you know, sometimes I like boring. There's boring and then there's monotonous. I don't mind boring. But when it's monotonous boring, when it's the same thing over and over again, that's when y'all know what I mean. I gotta go, y'all. Y'all have a great weekend, and I'll probably be back sometime over the weekend. See ya. Love ya. Bye.